that are here today. Can you hear me? Listen very carefully what I'm going to tell you. Before I say one word, I'm looking at that rabble over there. I'm looking at those low-life killers. And yes, I mean that. Because you're either with us or you are against us. And I'm looking somewhere up there. There's an Israeli consulate. And in one moment, I'm going to talk to them. I have waited for 10 years to say this to them. And they're going to hear every word I say. And you out there, you leftist, low-life, scurrilous, you leftist newspapers, and you fifth column reporters that are working night and day to subvert this country. Listen carefully to what I'm going to say to you. I'm going to ask you right now, everybody here, how would you feel if one day your children or your grandchildren are saying 5 times a day, Allah Akbar! Well, this is what is coming down on you here and now. You've got the press. You've got your politicians. And by the way, in that we are all united. None of them are any good. I have come here 10,000 miles away, and all I got was abuse. And by the way, I welcome every bit of it. Let me tell you a little secret. The more they abuse us, the more they trash us, the stronger we get. In my state of California, we have people that say, open your borders or else you're a racist. Not on my watch. I'm going to say a message that the Israelis are going to listen to. I'm going to beg for your consideration for just 1 minute. You're not going to understand what I'm going to say, but I think you're going to feel my passion and know my message just because we're all one. אתם השמאלנים שמה, כל יהודי שנהרג, כל יהודי שנפצע, כל יהודי שנרצח, זה עליכם. אתם מדינת ישראל, מדינת המתייוונים, אתם האשמים בזה. אתם העיתונות המסריחה, העוינת, כל יהודי שנפגע זה עליכם. אני לא מאשים את הלא יהודי, אני לא מאשים את הפלסטינים שיימח שמה בזכרם, אני לא מאשים את אל-קאידה, אני לא מאשים את הפלסטינים שילכו לעזאזל, אני מאשים אתכם ואת העיתונות העוינת במסריחה שלכם. I'm going to tell you a little secret that nobody but me will tell you. Any time an Englishman is killed, God forbid, or wounded, or maligned in the press, there's only one element to blame here. That is your stinking fifth column traitorous press in England. your job. No, you're not. You're watching. Why aren't you over here? There's only one group to blame for the stinking low-life rabble waiting to take over this country of England. And that is the enablers. They could not defeat us as communists. Instead, they're called progressives and liberals. For all my Jewish brothers out there that have called me a Nazi and a fascist, and why am I sticking my nose into England's business? I'll tell you why. Because you don't have the guts to stand up here and take care of business. There's only one group in England today that has the guts and the moral courage to take the battle to those low-life rabble there. And everybody knows who it is. I just wish there was one politician that had the backbone and the courage to say what my friend Kevy here said. You'll never find them. You know why? Because the Arab petrodollars have bought them out. Anytime you read about a new freedom center or a new outreach center being built, those are hundreds of millions of dollars for the oil that you pay to drive your car. And there's only one thing they want with those peace centers and those outreach centers and those freedom centers. That's to destroy and kill us. I'm still waiting for Arabs and Muslims to have peace with each other. Sunni versus Shia. This Al-Qaeda versus the Hamas. Hamas versus Al-Fatah. Like the dogs that they are, they eat each other alive. I am looking at a crowd of people here in England. There are blacks, whites, Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, and yes, there's Jews too. And there's only one thing we want. We're sick of the government destroying our lives with taxes, trying to force us to have multiculturalism. I have one thing to say for those proponents of multiculturalism. Go to Saudi Arabia and start there. I've come to you today as an American and yes, a candidate for the State Senate of California. I am witnessing for the first time in my life the destruction, the willful destruction of both of our countries from within. We don't have to blame Al-Qaeda. Our fight is not with Al-Fatah. Our fight is not with Islamic Jihad. Our fight is here in Parliament. Let no one doubt for a moment that those parliamentarians that you have elected are in bed with the very same rabble that waits to kill you. Otherwise, how can they be so successful here? Ladies and gentlemen, for my entire life, I've looked at England as a shining example of the bedrock and foundation of my country where I was born. The queens, the kings, and yes, your greatest statesman that ever lived, Sir Winston Churchill. I promise you today that when history will be recorded and when your children will open up a history book, it will be recalled that on this day, this EDL it will be recalled for eternity in terms of our Western democracy and our belief in good faith and fraternity toward all. It will be recalled that on this day, only one group started the spark of true liberation from the oppressors of our mutual governments, from the oppressors of the leftist quisling press. It will be recalled on this day that it was the EDL that started the liberation of England. All of those reporters, the dozens of interviews, phone calls, faxes, emails that you sent me about what am I doing here, I'm going to answer you right now. We want to be free.